I let this man in my car. And instantly I kind of was already like,
try!
I'm gonna sip on this tea. Get ready. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Cam here, back at it again, baby. It's drama. Like, a bitch. Me eating McDonald's while trying to do a serious story time. Very on brand. I was robbed. And, you know,
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
I just
not
like,
really fine. You just can't get into it
like,
because they would never understand.
It just like really affected me like a lot. And like, nah, I'm fucking with you, but this is no clickbait. I really was robbed. It's some tea. It's funny now looking back at it. This happened not even that long ago, actually. This happened like maybe a month ago. Like it really hasn't even been that long. So I'm kind of like she's not over it. Let me set the scene for you guys. Okay, so I'm about to say in my defense, but really this isn't gonna make anything any better. It's not gonna make me seem any more dumb or like blind or whatever words you want to use to describe me, a dumbass. I was running on like 1 hour of sleep this day. I mean, I woke up at 4 a.m. for work and I had like maybe like 2 hours of sleep the night before. Like a bitch was tired. Fresh off a dentist appointment. You know, naturally I was like, I want Taco Bell. I mean, I always crave Taco Bell after I get anal. Like, that's just me. I am going to my car, and at this time, I lived like at an apartment complex. So like, you know, where you park, you know, there's parking and there's like covered parking, you know what a parking lot looks like. Me trying to tell a story. So I'm going to my car, you know, just really thinking about that Bell Taco, you know, that chalupa, that cheesy gordita crunch, you know, just like really on my mind. I see this man directly, like pretty like close to me, but like on the other side. And he's walking, he's like on the phone, allegedly. And I was just like, literally, I'm like, my hand is on my door handle to open the door, and this guy, I'm like avoiding eye contact because I'm like, whoever this is, like I really don't want to like talk to anybody. Like I don't know who you are. I don't really want to be I'm not really in the mood to like help people. That might sound like shitty, but like I just don't really want to help you. I don't know. I just really want Taco Bell. I'm tired. I just worked out. Of course he comes up to me and he says like this long sob story. Like I'm really just like staring at him and I'm just like, I kind of feel bad for you. Like he was like, hey man, like my car is right over there. He's like pointing over at this like maroon like Dodge Charger, and I'm like, wow.
Okay, subtle flex.
Lock my keys in my car with my wallet and everything, and it's like right over there, but like, you know, it's 11 p.m. so like I'm having trouble like getting someone to come out, like a locksmith, because I don't have like AAA and stuff like that. So at this point, a normal person in my position would either, there's only really two options that you do here. It's like you completely ignore the person and you're just like, sorry, I'm in a hurry, gotta go. Probably should have gone with that option. The second option is you try to help them. I was such a good person, I wanted to help him. In my defense, I'm like, cute Iggy. Prior to this, like a week prior to this, I had a bunch of like car issues. Like I kept like, my tire blew out, my like whole engine was fucked up. Like my car was in the shop for like 4 days. I was struggling and I just felt that car struggle. I feel bad for him. Like he doesn't seem like creepy. He's not sketchy. Like he's not like, you know, he doesn't look crazy to me. He just looks like a person. I don't know. He just looks like a human. I don't know. He's telling me this long story. I can't even remember all the things he was saying. He was just going on and on about how like he really like needs it, but he wasn't like saying what he like needed from me. And I'm like, where do I come in the picture? Like, where does this all go wrong? Because I was like, I really am just trying to get Taco Bell, honestly. And he's like, oh
yeah, like Taco Bell sound good.
And he's like, tells me that he needs to meet up with a locksmith because he has a friend that's a locksmith, or he knows someone that's a locksmith in the area, but for some reason I needed to bring him to the person. And at the time I was just like, that makes sense. But now I'm thinking back and I'm like, why would you go to your locksmith's house? Like, no one does that. To any kids watching, you can get out of any situation until you let them in your car. When you invite them in your car and it's just you and them in your car and you're driving, you're fucked. You are in that situation and there is no getting out unless you want to risk dying, honestly. And on a real note, I was a low-key, I told you that I didn't get weird vibes from him, but I was low-key nervous. Like, I didn't want to say no. I didn't know who he was. I was alone. There was no one around in the parking lot. Like, if there had been someone else around, I probably would have been like, yeah, no, I can't. And then someone, you know, just so there's like a witness there. Really not one soul in the parking lot. And I was like, great. I was kind of nervous. You never know what someone has. You never know if someone has a gun, if someone has a knife, you know, you never know what they're gonna do. You never know if they're dangerous. You know what I mean? So I let this man in my car. And instantly I kind of was already like, fuck me, like this was a bad idea because now I'm stuck. Because once someone's in your car and you're driving, you can't just be like, oh,
Get out!
you know, like I don't have that power against someone I don't know. And he was like as tall as me and I'm pretty tall, I'm like 6'4", and he was about the same height as me, so I would lose. He's in my car, we're driving. I don't even know where I'm going at this point. So I'm like, where are we going? And so we're like halfway driving there. We're kind of just like small talking, you know. He's not being creepy, like he's just talking and he's like, so you go to UNT and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, and blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, he's not even a student. So I'm like, okay, why are you in student living apartment? So now it's kind of like getting a little bit weirder to me. Because I'm like, okay, and now that I'm in the car with him and I'm really close to him, see that he's a little elder. Not elderly, but like older. He's not in college, that's for sure. He's probably like in his 30s, 40s, like he's older. Suddenly, he's like, actually, and I'm like, what's the tea? Like, is this the part where I die? Like, I'm nervous. And he's like, so I have $60 in cash. And he like flashes me like some money, but I can tell that it's like one bill. You know what I mean? Like it was like a wad. It was supposed to be like a lot, but it wasn't. Like it was not $60. I was like, okay. So, and he's like, so the locksmith is telling me right now. So apparently they're texting now. Now it's all like being fishy to me. I'm like, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. He is a very manipulative person. Like he made me feel very comfortable and like that he was not lying. That I was like, that makes sense. But now thinking back, I'm like, no, it fucking doesn't. He's like, man, I know you're a college student. Like, you know, I know you're probably struggling with money. So this is what I'm thinking that we can do just to like help both of us out and like, so I can like get back in my car. And he was being like super nice and chill about it. Not creepy or anything. If you don't mind like going to your ATM and just like getting the rest of the money that I need out, and then you'll come with me to the locksmith. You can come in with me and, you know, watch me do the whole thing. I'll give him your money, and then right after I get my wallet out, I get back in the car with you and we'll go back to the ATM. No, we'll go to his ATM. We're at Bank of America or something, and then we'll get, and he's like, I'll give you your money back and I'll give you like $40 extra just for your troubles. In the moment, I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. In the moment, I was a little bit scared now because I'm like, okay, now I'm going to an ATM. But at the same time, I can't really say no because I'm alone with this person at like 11 p.m. And I was getting now I was starting to get a little nervous. I was like, it's never good if you go to an ATM with a stranger. That never ends well. So here we go, I roll up to my bank. Good old times. Where I like low-key was like covering it so he didn't see it. And I was like, so like how much do you need? You said you have 60, how much is it gonna be? And he's like, it's gonna be 150. My bitch ass withdraws $100. Because I was so fucking manipulated into like, he's gonna pay me back. Like, I was scared, I didn't want to say no, that I was just like, I will get this $100 back, so I will pull it out of my savings and act like I never took it out, because I'm gonna get it back.
That's funny that you think that cute, because that's not what happened.
That was beautiful. At this point, yeah, I'm like,
I'm getting robbed.
But I was trying to keep it cool because I was like, I don't want to seem scared. I'm just like, you know what? Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe I'm still like have this glimmer of hope that he's telling the truth. These are like worms. Like I was just eating that like a gummy worm. I did not give him the cash. I'm holding it still. He starts being like a little weird, a little sus, like kind of like low-key like flirting with me, but like not. I don't even know. It was like weird. He was like, he would say things like, oh, like, are you married? And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? To who? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, I just saw your rings. I'm like, it's on my right finger. Like, he's like, I'm assuming you're gay. And I was like, assumptions. Don't fucking label me, bitch. Like, stop commenting on all my little like gadgets and like well-being. Like, let's stop talking about me and like get this shit over with. At this point, I have the money in my hand, haven't given it to him yet. We're going to the alleged locksmith's house. We pull up and I feel super sus at this point. I'm like so nervous because I'm like, I don't want to give him the money, but I also like don't want to not give him the money because I was like nervous. Like a bitch like could get fucking mugged. Pull up and I'm assuming that it's gonna be like either like a locksmith like house or it's gonna like, you know, like an actual like building where like it says locksmith on the sign. No, it's an apartment building. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you're going to his apartment? Are y'all buddies? Like, and I'm over here like asking like 20 questions. I'm like,
So, what's his name? Like, why are we here? Why are we in an apartment? How long will we be here? Will you come right back?
all this fucking bullshit that of course he's like, fuck no, I'm not coming back. I pull up, I'm like, park. And I'm like, my hands are like on the wheel. And my money is like in my hand. Like, I'm like holding it. At this point, I was like, honestly, like if he starts walking away and gets out, like I'm gonna fucking drive away at this point. I was like, I could do that. But he was not getting out fully. And obviously he's doing that because he knew that I might drive away. So he was kind of like in the car still. Like he was like, he like had his door open and was like leaning in the passenger seat car. Like, and he was like talking to me, like the door was open, like his hands were on the door, like one foot was like low-key still in the car. I was like, how do you stand like that? He started to get a little angry. He was like, I'm not scamming you, bro. Like, you just need to give me the money. He was like, I have to do it now. It's like 11 o'clock now. Like, I have to do it. And I was like, but where are you going? And like, I don't understand why we're in an apartment. He's like, bro, he's right there. I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna come right back. He's like, you can watch me. So we were going back and forth for like a minute and he was starting to get a little bit more angry. So I was like, well, I'm definitely not gonna piss him off now. So like, I like hesitantly, so fucking hesitant, I give him the money. I'm like shaking. I'm like, here. I was done. I was robbed. I was fucking robbed! He was like, I'll be right back, bro. I'll be right back. And he disappeared in the night. Literally, like, it was like in pitch black. Like, because it was so dark over there, but like where we were at, it was light. And all of a sudden, like, I was watching where he's going. And then all of a sudden, he was just gone. He's probably coming back. He might be coming back. Maybe he's like actually like going to his little locksmith friend. I'm just like, well, because I'm like, at this point, I'm like $100 like in debt. So like, what's another 30 minutes of just waiting? But he didn't threaten me. He wasn't violent. He did nothing to me. I literally just gave him money. So I called the police and I told him the whole story. And I started to talk about the description of the man. And literally like right after I said that, he was like, I know who you're talking about. And I was like, what? I was like, who is she? Go find her. She's running around with my money. And he's like, yeah, I know him. I know who you're talking about. I get this call at least 3 times a week for the same person taking money. I was like, excuse me? Can you do something about it then if it happens so much? Because technically he was never threatening me. In the eyes of the law, I willingly gave him money and he took it kind of thing, you know what I mean? And obviously like he knows it wasn't the case like that, but there's also nothing that he could really do about it. So I get off the call with him and I went and get Taco Bell. And because I'm like, I'm not gonna deprive myself, like after getting robbed, like that's the least I can do, you know? That's my rob story. My rob story. It was very sad, it was very tragic. It was very fucking tragic. Like I felt so stupid and violated, dumb. No, but really, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.